can't see what's under there. And they'd have chained the back wheel. It would have taken me much longer, especially if the chain's off the ground. Makes it harder to cut. This one doesn't even have a lock on the front. So, in the time I've been talking to you, I've nicked it.
On average, in London, a scooter or motorbike is stolen every hour. Make sure it's not yours. Lock your bike, chain the rear wheel, and cover to make it harder to steal. Lock, chain, cover. The Met Police.
We've all been in one, but how much do you really know about black cabs? For instance, did you know that a black cab has to be tall enough to accommodate an individual wearing a bowler hat? That's a lot of space for you and your briefcase. Or that Free Now drivers can use the bus lanes, the perfect getaway to make your meeting in time. And with 2-minute central London pickups, you needn't waste time searching for a taxi. Just download the Free Now app today and take the hassle out of getting round London.
Whatever job you're searching for, you can find it on LinkedIn. First jobs, flexible jobs, work from home on a Friday jobs, advertising jobs, accounting jobs, HR, PR, even ER jobs, Soho jobs, Shoreditch jobs. Keep me away from the central line jobs. Banking jobs, building jobs, never ever boring jobs. Small jobs, big jobs, lunch in Borough Market jobs, or even voiceover jobs, which is how I ended up recording this ad. Search millions of jobs on LinkedIn and find one meant for you.
Matt Le Tissier, what did you make of that performance today?
Well, it really was a game of two halves, to be honest, Jeff. Leicester came out in the first half really...
Letiz?
What's up, Jeff?
Run for it!
What the...
Move over, football. Cheltenham coming through. And Sky Bet are on the charge. With money back as actual cash, up to £10 if you lose on the first race of the festival. Sky Bet. That's betting better. Applies to first bet on first race at Cheltenham on losing singles and win part of each way singles only. Money back as cash, free bet stakes excluded, eligibility restrictions, T's and C's apply. 18 plus, begambleaware.org.
This ad is made from 100% recycled commercials. Just like Smart Water's
all new
bottles are made from
100% recycled
plastic.
What's that number again?
100%. Every Smart Water bottle is made using recycled plastic, and because it's still
100%
recyclable, the plastic will be used again
and again.
Smart Water, now in a 100% recycled plastic bottle. Label and cap 100% recyclable, but not made from recycled plastic. Yet. We're working on it.
Broadcasting live from the Bloomberg Interactive Brokers Studio in New York. Bloomberg 1130 to Washington, D.C. Bloomberg 99.1 to Boston. Bloomberg 106.1 to San Francisco. Bloomberg 960 to the country. Sirius XM Channel 119 and around the globe. The Bloomberg Business app and BloombergRadio.com. This is Bloomberg Daybreak.
It's 6:30 on Wall Street. Good morning. I'm Nathan Hager.
And I'm Karen Moscow. We are just about 3 hours away from the opening of U.S. trading. Let's get you up to date on the news you need to know at this hour. Global bond yields and stocks around the world are tumbling. S&P futures are down 2.6%, while Europe's stock 600 is lower by 3.5%. Meantime, U.S. Treasury yields are hitting fresh lows, and Bloomberg's John Tucker joins us live with the very latest. Good morning, John.
Yeah, Karen, the yield on the 30-year bond hit new records overnight, falling below 1.5% for the first time ever. We're seeing big moves in both short and long durations as investors seek out safety. That's driven the yield on the benchmark 10-year down to 0.76%, the 2-year 0.48%, and the yield on the 30-year bond currently right at 133. John Tucker, Bloomberg Daybreak.
All right, John, thanks. As fears over the coronavirus spread, President Trump is looking to reassure the public and investors about the threat from the outbreak.
It's going to all work out. Everybody has to be calm. It's all going to work out.
The president used a Fox News town hall to downplay the risk to the economy, but conceded the virus might have an impact and called on the Federal Reserve to enact additional measures, including more rate cuts.
Traders currently price in 50 more basis points of easing from the central bank this month. We spoke exclusively to Dallas Fed President Robert Kaplan.
I wouldn't presume what we're going to do in the March meeting, but I will say this. I'm going to be watching very, very carefully the path of diagnosed cases. That is going to be influencing my views on what the likely path is of containment response and the U.S. economy, and I'll be factoring that in as we go into the March meeting.
And Kaplan says a more rapid spread of coronavirus cases would be worrisome. The Dallas Fed president is a voting member of the FOMC, which issues its next decision March 18th.
Finally, we have a big story in the world of finance. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon is in the hospital after emergency heart surgery to treat an acute aortic dissection. Here with more is Bloomberg's Doug Krisner in New York.
It's a serious condition involving a tear of the large blood vessel branching off the heart. JP Morgan said it was caught early and the surgery was successful. JP Morgan is placing co-presidents Daniel Pinto and Gordon Smith in charge during Dimon's recuperation. I'm Doug Krisner, Bloomberg Daybreak.
All right, Doug, thank you. Again, S&P futures are down 77 points. Dow futures down 583. And NASDAQ futures down 242. The DAX in Germany is down 3.5%. 10-year Treasury up 1 and 14/32. Again, the yield 0.76%. NYMEX crude oil down 4%, down $1.82 at $44.09 a barrel. And COMEX gold up 1.2% or $20 at $16.8770 an ounce. Straight ahead, we have the latest world and national news. And this is Bloomberg.
All right, thank you, Karen. It's 6:33 on Wall Street. Let's get more on what's happening around the world. Here's Bloomberg's Michael Barr.
Thank you very much, Nathan. The number of coronavirus cases around the world approached 100,000 as more infections were reported in the U.S., Germany, and South Korea. The U.S. death toll from the coronavirus has reached 12, and infections are swelling to more than 200 cases and scattered across 18 states. Dr. Anthony Fauci with the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases says more testing needs to be done, but there is a shortage of testing kits.
We don't have enough to do what we want to do. In the next week to two, it will rev up so that we will. And the first thing you want to do is you want to make it available to people who are trying to make a diagnosis on someone who comes in with symptoms to determine if, in fact, they do have coronavirus.
Meanwhile, a cruise ship is being held off the coast of San Francisco as officials decide where they are going to dock it. Bloomberg's Ed Baxter has the story.
It is the Grand Princess. It ran a leg to Mexico and then one to Hawaii. After the Mexico run, a passenger was diagnosed with coronavirus, and he has subsequently died. So on this leg back from Hawaii, it has been stopped from docking. San Francisco Mayor London Breed.
We know it's important that we take precautionary steps before any consideration occurs to determine where this cruise ship will land.
So she says local, state, and federal officials will be making decisions. Test kits have been dropped by Coast Guard helicopters. In San Francisco, I'm Ed Baxter, Bloomberg Daybreak.
A federal judge in Washington questioned Attorney General William Barr's credibility and said he will conduct an independent review of the Mueller report to determine whether the Justice Department properly redacted it. President Trump took aim at Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden about his mental health. During a Fox News town hall event in Scranton, Pennsylvania, the president cited some recent gaffes made by the former vice president.
He also said 150 million people were killed with guns, and he was running for the United States Senate. Support me, I'm running for the United States. There's something going on there.
There's later word of an explosion near the U.S. Embassy in Tunis. According to a Twitter announcement, emergency personnel have responded to the scene. Officials are telling people to avoid the area. Global news 24 hours a day on air and on Quick Take by Bloomberg, powered by more than 2,700 journalists and analysts in more than 120 countries. I'm Michael Barr. This is Bloomberg, Nathan.
Thanks, Michael. 6:35 on Wall Street. Time for the Bloomberg NBC Sports Update. Here's John Stashower.
Nathan, the race is on to make the Stanley Cup playoffs as a wild card in the East. 5 teams vying for 2 spots and separated by only 5 points, and included in the mix the Rangers and Islanders, who had far different nights. A thrilling win for the Blue Shirts at the Garden as they went back and forth with Washington 4 times. Rangers had a 1-goal lead, only to have the Capitals tie it, including Alex Ovechkin in the final minute of regulation. But 33 seconds into overtime, the Rangers scored to win 6-5. Artemi Panarin made the pass to Mika Zibanejad, who scored his 5th goal of the game.
I mean, that's an unbelievable pass. I kind of knew he was making it, and I just tried to get by myself there and skate away from the guy posting in. So again, huge win, and I'm tired inspired and happy.
Third Ranger ever to score 5 in a game. Don Murdoch did it in 1976 and Mark Pavlich in 83. Islanders, meantime, lost their 5th in a row, 4-3 in Ottawa. The Isles so good early in the season, but in 35 games since mid-December, only 13 wins. Steph Curry back playing for Golden State. First game since he broke his hand in October. He scored 23. The Warriors lost to Toronto. Bucks and Lakers play tonight in L.A. Only spring training, so the Yankees trying to downplay the struggles yesterday of the new ace Garrett Cole. He served up 4 home runs in 2 innings. Jordan Montgomery expected to be in the rotation. He gave up 4. The Tigers won 15-11. The Jets, Quinnen Williams, been a disappointment on the field and now off it. Williams arrested last night at LaGuardia, tried to board a plane while carrying a gun. With the Bloomberg NBC Sports Update, I'm John Stashower. Nathan?
John, thank you. 6:37 on Wall Street.
The following commentary is from Bloomberg Opinion.
Beware Biden fever heating up healthcare stocks. I'm Max Neeson, a columnist for Bloomberg Opinion. Health stocks took their own victory lap on Joe Biden's Super Tuesday comeback in the Democratic primary. Companies throughout the sector outperformed on Wednesday. That's not unreasonable. The former vice president's health policy would be far less disruptive than Bernie Sanders' Medicare for All. That doesn't mean Biden's plans are benign. Even if Sanders can't mount his own comeback, the industry isn't entirely out of the woods. Biden wants to introduce a new public option, far from the worst-case scenario for the industry of private insurance being eliminated. Still, any government-run rival is a threat. Competition is preferable to extinction, but insurers will still try to defang or kill the proposal. The threat could increase if Biden wins the nomination and moves left to win back Sanders voters. Future tweaks could derail any rally. When it comes to drug pricing, Sanders again has a more ambitious plan. He would allow Medicare negotiation and peg drug reimbursement to lower international prices. But Biden isn't all that far away on the issue. His Medicare negotiation plan is comparatively narrow, but would also reach beyond the program to cap the cost of expensive new drugs and limit price hikes. It would be strange if health stocks didn't bounce on bad news for Bernie. Just don't count on the good feeling lasting forever. I'm Max Neeson. For more opinion, please go to Bloomberg.com/opinion or OPIN Go on the Bloomberg terminal.
This has been Bloomberg Opinion.
You can hear Bloomberg Opinion commentaries every weekday at this time. Terminal customers can read more at OPIN Go. Just before 6:39 on Wall Street, time for the Bloomberg Green Report. Here's Bob Moon.
Plastics are under attack by governments, businesses, and environmental advocates, from the ubiquitous drinking straw to plastic grocery bags. And it seems no one's rushing to defend those products. Well, ExxonMobil just did.
Helping to keep materials in the value chain longer and contributing to less waste. A circular solution for a circular world.
The energy giant makes an array of polyethylene products and argues that plastic is actually good for the environment from a sustainability standpoint. It made that case at an investor presentation in New York this week. It says making paper packaging and fiber-based textiles actually uses more water, and they generate 5 times the waste. And it cited a study by researcher Franklin Associates that found manufacturing plastics takes less energy than other products. ExxonMobil argues the focus should be on improving waste management and using more recycled material. That's the Bloomberg Green Business Report. I'm Bob Moon.
Thanks, Bob. And as global stocks continue to tumble, it's time to buy the dip. That's the call from a group of strategists at J.P. Morgan Chase. And here with details is Bloomberg's Charlie Pellet.
Well, strategists have been telling clients to trim risky bets in the past couple of months. Now they say the COVID-19 epidemic remains the main source of risk, but the market has significantly repriced this risk over the past couple of weeks. In a note to clients, they say, quote, "We expect the impact of COVID-19 to be temporary and mitigated by broad policy stimulus, even as the virus spread is proving more severe than anticipated." Charlie Pellet, Bloomberg Daybreak.
All right, Charlie, thanks. The global stock decline continues this morning with S&P futures lower by almost 72 points. Now Dow futures down 557. NASDAQ futures lower by 237 points. You're listening to Bloomberg Daybreak.
Why do hedge funds and other alternative managers rely on Pershing for a highly personalized experience? Mark Alderati, a managing director at BNY Mellon's Pershing and head of Prime Services, explains.
In today's fast-paced environment, where the only constants are change and volatility, you need a prime broker who's both steady and agile, focused on supporting your needs so that you can focus on growing your business and producing results. Exceptional client service and advocating for our clients is at the core of what we do. Our award-winning high-touch team is just one of the benefits of working with BNY Mellon. We help alternative investment managers create great experiences for their clients. Whether it's customized financing, securities lending solutions, platform access, or outsourced trading, BNY Mellon's Pershing is a prime broker who's committed to this business and dedicated to meeting your evolving demands.
To learn more about the unique and industry-leading solutions for hedge funds and other alternative managers, visit Pershing.com. Pershing LLC. Member FINRA, NYSE, SIPC.
Message and rates may apply. T&C and privacy terms can be found at Bevel.com/terms. Please don't text and drive.
Have you wanted to speak a new language, but you thought it'd be too hard or take too much time? Then try Babbel for free by texting EXPLORE to 64,000. In just 15 minutes a day, you'll be on your way to speaking a new language in just a few weeks. And right now, you can try Babbel for free. Babbel starts out teaching you words and phrases by matching them with pictures. You won't believe how easy the interactive program is. Soon the sentences get a little bigger, and before you know it, you're having simulated conversations voiced by native speakers. And because Babbel is crafted by language experts and uses the spaced repetition method, in just 10 to 15 minutes a day, you'll be speaking the language of your choice with real confidence. With Babbel, you can speak a language. Just text EXPLORE to 64,000 and start your first lesson in the language of your choice for free. Download the Babbel app or text EXPLORE to 64,000 and try it for free. Text EXPLORE to 64.
This one shouldn't take long. Of course, if it had a cover, I might not be bothered. Can't see what's under there. And they'd have chained the back wheel. It would have taken me much longer, especially if the chain's off the ground. Makes it harder to cut. This one doesn't even have a lock on the front. So, in the time I've been talking to you, I've nicked it.
On average, in London, a scooter or motorbike is stolen every hour. Make sure it's not yours. Lock your bike, chain the rear wheel, and cover to make it harder to steal. Lock, chain, cover. The Met Police.
Delayed at the dentist, and now you're late for school pickup. You need a free now. Need to take the dog to the vet before lunch. Should have gotten a free now. Trying to get 4 kids and their baggage to the airport? Free now. Sometimes you can't get from A to B fast enough. Download the Free Now app today for quick pickups and reliable drivers, no matter the situation. Less hassle, more hustle with Free Now.
For up to 50% off a choice of floors and beds. For 20% off selected ranges. For something for everyone. Carpet Right. For life.
Do you go on the same holiday every year? To the same country, in the same hotel, with the same sea view? Visit the same ancient monuments, play by the same dolphin-shaped pool, the same Barrys and Sandras, and wear the same Hawaiian shirt that you'd never wear at home? Then maybe it's time to switch it up, starting with the all-new Vauxhall Corsa, with its bold styling and up to 70 miles per gallon. To switch it up, visit your local Vauxhall dealership or search New Corsa. Official WLTP test figures for comparison purposes only. Real-world figures may vary.
A lot of people aren't aware that TuneIn lets you listen to the same terrestrial stations that you pick up on your FM AM dial, except you can hear them from anywhere. All the stations broadcasting in your area, find the local radio section on the home screen. Keep it local with TuneIn.
The puck drops. 12 players face off to win. The suspense is pure torture, but you wouldn't miss this for the world. TuneIn brings you every minute of the NHL season. Listen live to hockey when it matters most on TuneIn.
To a network of news and financial information 24 hours a day. Powered by more than 2,700 journalists and analysts in more than 120 countries. This is Bloomberg Radio. Now, a global news update.
President Trump is expected today to sign the $8.3 billion measure passed by Congress to tackle the coronavirus outbreak. The legislation provides federal public health agencies money for vaccines, tests, and potential treatment